and the Habanera and the Guero, and I'm going to let them share the story that they have going on. I'm going to kick this on the FM. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. My name is Gardy, and this morning, we're going to be talking about food, and I have a special guest. I'm going to let her introduce herself and share the restaurant that she's with. Good morning. How are you doing?
My name is Vanessa. Well, I'm actually, as of last week, I'm formerly with Habanera and the Guero. As of last week, I am no longer there anymore.
What happened?
I mean, you've seen the show. Ben and I just really couldn't come to an agreement on a lot of things, and I think it's just best for me to walk away and kind of do my own thing now, which I am working on at the moment.
So what is the next plan for you? So where does this go from here?
There's a spot that I'm looking at. I'm kind of letting it drag a little bit, trying to let all this COVID stuff kind of die down as much as possible. It's not really the best time to open up, but I think I found a good spot, hopefully in the Heights. And I'm working on a couple other things right now, but everything's kind of iffy right now. So I'm just hoping that it falls through.
Yeah. So let's talk about your background whenever it comes to like food and cuisine. How can you describe the food that you create?
Well, I'm from El Paso, so it's kind of a different style of Mexican food than you generally see in Houston, just the different flavors. We have a lot of flavors. We're on the border of Mexico, and then we're also on the border of New Mexico. So it's just kind of, it's just a different kind of mashup of flavors. We use a lot of hatch chilies, dried, the New Mexico peppers, things like that.
And that's kind of what you grew up eating?
Yeah, I grew up learning from my grandma.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. And at what point did you realize, hey, I want to work in the food industry. This is what I want to do?
I've always been in the industry my whole life. I bartended most of my life. I always had interest in cooking. I went to culinary school. I went to Lenote. And I always had interest in cooking. I wish I had done it earlier, just because when I did start going, when I first went in the kitchen and started cooking and doing it for a living, I just, it just really fit. I was kind of sad that I didn't start a lot younger.
Yeah, I hear you. There's a lot of things that I realize that too. It's like if I could go back and tell myself, A, B, C, it would save so much. But a lot of the beauty of things is kind of the journey, that it takes you to get there. And
right.
There's certain things you can only learn if you actually go through it. So can we talk a little bit about Habanera and the Guero? So at what point did you start working there? And then we can talk a little bit about the show and move on, because y'all were featured on Food Network.
Right, we were. It's been open for about 5.5 years. Me and my then fiance, Ben, opened it up together. We're hoping to make it a family business. And, when you open a business, it's stressful. And when you try to do it with your spouse on top of that, it's really not the best idea. Things didn't go well. But, we did a lot of great things at the restaurant. We were on Allison's top 100 list for 3 years. We were on John Nietzschman's from Outsmart a couple of years. And, we got some really good accolades, and we had a good run.
Yes. So whenever y'all were going to be on the television show, what did that process look like? Were they pretty upfront on what that looked like, or was it kind of a shock when it actually started filming?
Well, yeah, you don't know what to expect. They're the ones that actually contacted us. Somebody, threw our name out at them. I guess, they've known that me and Ben had our problems with running the restaurant together, and it was really taking a toll on the business. It's an experience. It's an unusual experience filming. It's interesting to see how everything plays out. But yeah, you were shocked. You have 3 days of filming. You don't really know what they're going to put into 42 minutes of an episode. So, you're just not really knowing what to expect. Yeah.
Was it a fair representation?
Yeah. It was pretty accurate. I would say it was pretty accurate. I didn't know how I was going to be portrayed or how, anything.
Right. Yeah.
Really share about it.
And that episode, it aired, not too long ago. And then everything got shut down. It was, with the restaurants and food and everything just kind of changed due to COVID-19. How did, did y'all see an up from the television program airing, or were things already shut down? How did that go? It seems like a roller coaster.
No, they aired it about a week and a half or to about 2 weeks after they reopened the restaurants again for dine-in. And we got lucky. As soon as we hit 50% capacity, that was the day that it aired. So that was good. Like, it definitely brought a boost of business that we really needed. People were excited about the show. They wanted to come see the place, and it was good. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. Well, looking back on the entire experience, it's going to re-air next week, the program on Food Network. Would you do it again, or would you say like, nah, let's just sit it out?
I've gotten a lot of support and a lot of people reach out and, possible opportunities from this. So it was an emotional few days. The filming process, it's long and it's just, just so emotional. But, God, I think I would do it again. I think.
Yeah, I know that's a tough question. It's like, it's hypothetical. It doesn't matter, like whichever way you answer anyways, but you know what I mean? It's like you can't, but it's a fun question. So, besides, Mexican food and traditional food that you grew up, eating, you said, I think from El Paso, what other things are you into?
Like food-wise?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love it. I love everything. I like a lot of ethnic foods, like I like Thai food a lot. I like to go sushi. I like Italian food. There's, Houston's so awesome. You just could find anything authentic in any cuisine. I think that's just amazing.
Yeah, for me, I'm Hispanic as well, and so I grew up eating like a lot of tacos, and I'm pretty. I love the way that my grandma and my mom would make it, but I'm open to anything. Like I'm a big fan of like pizza and like it's some Italian food, but mainly pizza and other stuff. But I know that's another tricky question, but what kind of food is there? Because Houston has everything, literally everything. You can find it.
Oh my God.
At what point did you move to this area from El Paso?
I was 17 years old. I've been here for about 22 years now, so I'm pretty familiar now.
Yeah, you're considered a native.
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. So the future for you, it looks like mainly staying in the food industry, and I'm sure there's some opportunities that have presented itself, like you said, due to the show and everything else. But it just seems like everything's so uncertain. So, I mean, it has to all be up in the air still. How can you handle that? That's difficult.
I mean, you just got to keep on going. I mean, eventually all this will blow over, I'm hoping. And, I just want to be ready with a plan to get, hit the ground running when it's time.
Yeah.
And, it is uncertain, but I mean, world's not ending. Well, it'll get back to normal eventually, and people will want to eat again.
Oh yeah. They're eating now. I mean, some of the rules and regulations, they're being set in place to keep us, safe and distance. But, you'll see pictures, and I try not to judge people, but it's just like, well, they're not practicing what's best for the community. But I mean, people they need to eat. People want to eat, and they want to eat good food. So it's a weird balance.
No, it is. It's so iffy right now, and we're starting to. I think we got too comfortable too quick, and now we have this other wave, and it's scary. But the few places that I've been to lately have seemed like they were really on point with all their social distancing and keeping everything sanitized.
Yeah. What places? Can you name a couple places that you've had the opportunity to go where you give them a shout out?
Oh God, I went to Caracol, and they did amazing. They have masks and stuff, for the customers when they walk in. All the tables have been distanced. All the staff is wearing their masks at all times. Disposable menus. Last night I went to Aka Sushi, and as well they were great as well. You have to wear your mask when you walk in. They're abiding by all the regulations, and you feel pretty safe. It's always a little weird at first when you get there, but after you sit there for a little bit, you get a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, and I think everybody has to figure out, their level of comfort. And one thing that I'm trying to get over, like anytime you go somewhere, you look and see, are other people wearing a mask? Am I supposed to wear a mask? It's always like in the back of your head, and it's just like, well, it shouldn't matter. Whatever you are doing to, keep you and your family safe should be what's important.
Yeah, it's a new way of living. It's hard to get used to. Sometimes I'm trying to leave the house in a rush and then I have to come back because I forget my mask, and so I finally got a box and just have a box in the car, just, for instances like that. It's just, God, it's a whole new way to just get used to.
Yes. Right now it is 10:16 a.m. This is KHEA Radio.com, 99.5 FM, It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy. I'm talking to Vanessa. She was with Habanera and the Guero, and I feel kind of silly because I had no idea you said that. Like, hey, I'm not with them anymore. So it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks, and I was just like, okay, now we got to navigate a little bit. So I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I just really haven't said anything publicly yet. I was just really wasn't ready for another storm of just, all the social media and everything that comes with it when you kind of say it. But I mean, I guess it's time.
I do feel special because I've never really had an exclusive before that people would care about. So thank you. Thank you. Hey, so good morning. If you're taking the time to tune in, feel free to ask questions. If you're watching on Facebook, we are streaming live on YouTube as well, and on our FM and our app and everywhere else that you can get KHEA Radio. I'm talking to Vanessa, learning about everything that's going on in her life. From El Paso, came to the Houston area. I think you said 22 years ago, and it has always been in the food industry. If you weren't in the food industry, what do you think you would be doing though? Is there anything else that was like another passion that you had?
I like photography, but I don't see myself doing anything else. I really, really enjoy what I do. Yeah,
that's I understand. Like I'm a fan of like, we do a lot of video and we do some pictures and stuff too. But like in the back of my head, well, I used to be a musician, and then it kind of, life takes you the way it does. You just got to roll with it. But I could see you being a photographer. I feel like, to create and plate something is like an art. And then if you want to capture that art in a photography, like I can see how they kind of work together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I used to do all of my own photography for the restaurant, and, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. Is there anything else that you would like to share? Maybe how people can follow you on social media so they can see, what the next move is and keep up with you?
Well, you could definitely follow me on Facebook or on Insta. I don't really Instagram that much, actually. I don't use that much. But I will, as soon as I know something's definite, I will be sharing it on social media, because I know I have a good following of people that enjoy what I do, and they're kind of ready to see what I'm going to do next. And I've been really blessed to have a lot of people that are so supportive. And as soon as I know something's definite, I'll definitely be posting it on social media. And thank you so much for me.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for taking the time this morning. I appreciate you.
Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. This is KHEA Radio 99.5 FM.